So, Matrix 4 Resurrection trailer is out. It has just debuted and it looks very interesting in my words. I don't really know what to say about it. I feel as though that the trailer is a little lackluster from my take. I'm missing my green tint. That green filter that the Matrix has, it was missing it, and I think that they're going to try and say that this is a new alteration of the Matrix, so that's why it may not have that same green tint, that same green filter. But I need my green tint. I need that green filter.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's missing something.
One thing I did like that, we have some of the same actors returning. Of course, we have Keanu Reeves returning as Neo, and Carrie and Moss returning as Trinity. We also have Lambert Wilson returning as the Merovingian, and also Jada Pinkett Smith returning as Niobe. I didn't see Lawrence Fishburne or his name anywhere, so I'm assuming that maybe he's not returning. Uh, but it'd be great for him to do like a cameo or something in there too, since we have young Morpheus, but we have older Neo. So it would just make sense if he makes like a little cameo in there at least. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I definitely want to see him back. I want to see Morpheus, the original Morpheus, back in
Yes.
one of the shows, one of the movies.
Yeah, well, in this movie, I want to see him back. Even
Yeah.
if it's like I said, even if it's a cameo, it would just make sense to me, and that would just complete the movie. I don't feel like it's gonna be just really complete with no older Morpheus.
Yeah, but
Uh,
with the Matrix, it's so twisted. We never know.
it
They may surprise us. I'm hoping for that surprise.
I'm hoping also. One thing we know about this Matrix movie is that this will be the seventh version of the anomaly, which is this will also be the seventh version of the Matrix, and that means that this Neo that we're seeing in this movie is the same program, but a different body.
I think if you watch, I've seen some images from. I don't know if this is from the trailer that we just watched, or like some of the like the trailers have a lot of like hidden images in them. But I think that they are going to have. I think the machines, because everybody knows Neo died or quote unquote died, but I don't think. I think they're gonna reuse like the same. I think that's the same Neo. I
Well,
think
it
they.
is the same Neo, but Neo is an anomaly in the Matrix. Uh,
But I'm saying
Neo
I'm
is
thinking that's his same body. I think they because to me like the it would
it
make
might
sense.
be it
Yeah.
might
Well, to
be
me
because
it
he's
would make
older for one.
yeah.
But I was going with that. You know how the Oracle had rewritten had copied her program into a new shell as well, and then because of that, she didn't have her full memory of everything. She didn't remember everything, and as we see in this trailer, Neo and Trinity, neither one of them has memory of their past starting out.
Right. And even in the new trailer, you can see Neo looking at himself in the mirror, and it's like a glimpse of him in an older version of self. So to me, this movie has a lot of symbolism of lost facts, the loss of self, so to speak. So this is going to be really interesting. And I think we're going to be in store for a lot of confusion on this new
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, Neo died, and Trinity also died.
Yeah.
This would be Trinity's second time dying. Only this time she stayed dead up until now, apparently. Okay. Somehow it's a rewrite of their the program, them as a program because of the fact that they died and now they're back.
Right. Like
So
a rebirth. And it's crazy
yeah,
because you're looking at this one, Matrix 4, and the first one came out in 1999, you
Yeah.
yeah,
know? And it
yeah,
was just probably about the best one, in my opinion, that they made. It was so well put together. It was so incredibly detailed. And it
yes,
really, for those who are really walking that narrow line between reality and fiction, it really took you there. It's like, what if we're living in the matrix,
Yeah.
right? Look at all the stuff that
yeah. I think
goes on.
everybody was thinking that too.
Like, are they trying to tell
Oh,
us something or what?
Well,
right.
I mean, there's a lot of people who believe, that's a movement now that like we live in a simulation. Even Elon Musk has said he believes that we live in a simulation. And so, people can make that translation, because sometimes, the world does seem kind of fake. It seems kind of digital. It's like, somebody's pulling some strings because
Something's happening, man. And
yeah,
anytime all this old school folk tale about werewolves and vampires, even the Matrix, the original one, alluded and touched on that. Remember? They were
yeah,
Yeah,
like, oh, that's just a glimpse in the Matrix, or a glitch, I should say, in the Matrix. Who
yeah.
yeah.
knows?
It's
And what was it in Reloaded? They touched on it even more with
with
the
the Merovingian. Yeah.
Merovingian. Yes,
Yeah, it was supposed to be some of his henchmen were werewolves and
yeah,
vampires from a different alteration of the Matrix, where they just had like vampires and werewolves, and because like Archie said, this is the seventh iteration of the Matrix. So the Matrix has gone through different, they've played with it. They've had like Transylvania, Dracula, Transylvania type stuff. Then they had like that kind of 90s retro, I like that look. I kind of miss that look because it looks like some of the new resistance fighters, they kind of have like a different look to them. But I kind of like the old look with the trench coats. It looked a little,
yeah.
corny, but in the leather, like, but it
Well,
was
at the time,
cool.
it was cool. It looked cool. Everybody
Yeah,
had a trench coat. Niobe had her little red trench coat. Yeah, it looked real cool. But uh, now we have. I can't get past the fact that Keanu Reeves has the exact same look as Neo
You
as
mean
he
like
has as John Wick.
you don't see that he's aged? Oh, as John
No,
Wick.
as John Wick, yeah, it looks like the same. Like it's really the Matrix for Resurrections starring John Wick. But I did want to touch on the fact that this one is called Resurrections. I don't know, maybe a rewrite of the program, and maybe that's why they don't remember anything. So it could be the same bodies in different program rather than different
It
program
could
and
be,
different
or it
on the same.
could be Neo is hitting these blue pills every day. Did you see that? They kind of they alluded to that.
Yeah,
They showed all these
yeah,
blue pills in the sink. Like, remember in the first Matrix, Morpheus asked Neo this very profound question that everybody replays in a cheesy way. He's like, are you choosing the blue pill or the red pill? And that blue pill, if you take it, is going to erase all of his memory.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And so I think that's what he's been
yeah,
depending on to kind, and you can associate that to real life, right? People, they take drugs, man, to just tap out. They don't want
escape.
to deal
Yeah,
with
yeah.
reality.
You're
Yeah.
right.
And then that red pill, he said, will give you the truth, right? It's going to give you freedom. It's going to give you that liberation in a better place, but you're going to have to fight,
Yeah.
you know?
exactly.
Now we
Yeah,
did
you.
also see in the movie that young Morpheus said it's time to fight, and we watched Neo take the red pill rather than the blue
Now,
one.
do we know if that's truly young Morpheus? I feel like, what if that's like what if not young Morpheus, but what if that's like a grandson or like a child of Morpheus, and it's like a
Um,
descendant?
it's
That's a
it's
good
said
take.
to be that he's the young Morpheus. Uh, how true that is, I guess we have to wait and find out.
And I don't know how many people are very familiar. See, I'm a old school Matrix nerd head. I used to play a lot of the Matrix video games, and you know, the Matrix, they had this online uh like multiplayer game, and it was made by the Wachowskis. And in that they had Morpheus die, but he wasn't really dead. So I wonder how much of that is still canon, like within the Matrix universe, and if they're gonna take some pieces of that and put that in this new movie.
Interesting. That'd be
That's
dope if they
interesting.
did. That would be
That's
dope.
interesting.
They're gonna make all I know
Was
for
the game
sure.
good?
They're gonna make some money.
Oh,
They're
of
gonna
Oh, of
course,
make
course.
some
of course.
money
Plus,
because people
like
are
right
waiting
now,
for
it's
this.
the perfect time to do a movie with Keanu Reeves.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
loves him.
Oh yeah.
So, that was it a good game?
The online game, no, not. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, it was all right. I mean, they had a good following, but I mean, it wasn't. It was too glitchy for me.
Oh, that's
Mm.
that game. I heard about that game. It was very glitchy.
Yeah, but
I never played any of the Matrix games, but I
they
watched
had
someone
better
else
games
play
on
them.
console. They had way better games on console.
Man, and did you guys know they started shooting this movie, The Matrix 4, back in February of 2020, right slap dead at the beginning of the pandemic?
Wow,
That's crazy.
that
Wow.
is
And I'm
crazy.
sure the pandemic probably put a halt on production.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
but
for sure.
I'm just happy that we're getting it. I just one thing that I don't want it to be. I do not want this to be John Wick with powers. That's all. I just don't want to.
Yes, bro. That's what I was.
And that's what it
Well,
kind of looks
I
like. Because
don't think it. I
like you
don't.
said,
Nah, I
RT,
don't think it's gonna be like that. Cause you got to think about all the other supporting cast, right? You got
Well,
Carrie Ann. You have
yeah.
all of these other people that they're bringing back. I think it's gonna be a little more dynamic
I think it's gonna
than
put our
that.
minds back into the that Matrix field. Uh,
you got to
I
cut that
think
hair
that
though.
I hope
you
so.
know the Matrix came out way before John Wick, of course. So,
Yeah,
but you know, is the more recent action that we've seen him do is the John Wick movies. But we have to think back uh, to the Matrix movies. The action that was in those movies, they're going to be similar to maybe a little bit similar to John Wick anyway, but
yeah,
it's a whole different kind of action dynamic that the Matrix has compared to John Wick. For one, the Matrix has the supernatural abilities and all of that. So you know we're going to see. I think we're going to see more of that than the whole fighting with guns aspect.
It's giving me very much sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
over the edge, Inception slash sci-fi Matrix slash John Wick,
yeah,
all combined in
yeah.
one.
I
It's like,
think the action is going to be killer because the action in all the Matrix movies were killer. So I think those are gonna be the action's gonna be good. Um, we know the fight scenes are probably gonna be really good. I especially like the fight scene with him and Young Morpheus that was in the trailer.
yeah.
I hope he didn't kill Young Morpheus.
Yeah, it looked like he did, didn't it? But
Yeah,
I
right.
it seemed
mean,
like the whole house blew up on that side. I was like, God
who
dang.
whichever Morpheus he is, whether he's the younger one or the grandson, which that's an interesting question that you posed earlier, GT. But either way, soundtrack is gonna be like for this movie too. He's holding the pills, man. He's not going anywhere. He's
Right?
a
Yeah.
supplier, so he knows what's up. He's
Yeah.
Yeah.
protected. I'm
I guess
interested to
that's
know
why.
what the soundtrack.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That right there is very important during the movie. If they have some whack music, it's not gonna be good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that music gets you into it. It can put you in a deeper scope of what's going on, and you really zone.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's, you know,
You can't have the coolest movie with the coolest stars in it and have whack music.
yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
have everything. And
I
GT,
gotta.
you said you wanted more of that green tint. You want to see those numbers coming down that wall, but
Yeah.
I think you're not gonna see as much in
You
this
know
one
what?
because this is futuristic.
You know what? I'm gonna give you some numbers right now. This is just for you.
I don't know. I feel like you're gonna lose some people because you know it just doesn't have that Matrix feel. Everything is so bright. You know, in like when in the original Matrix, everything was like kind of dark, gritty. Like when you were in the Matrix, everything was like had a green filter, and then there's like when you were out the Matrix, everything had like this dark, like kind of like a blue filter to it. I just I think if they really want to bring people back, you gotta kind of, you don't know if you're in the Matrix if everything's bright. Then it's like you're in the
Yeah.
real world. But
Yes.
one of the things that I do like is how they have the cell phones, and it's like everybody is in their cell phones, like they are, they're just like
How
consumed
they
by
are
their cell
today
phone.
in real life.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
so it's like I don't know. It's like the Matrix is showing how people are kind of like stuck within something. It's
Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
always shown that. I think from the very first one, it showed how people are just kind of locked in a certain way of living, and it's like people are robots. You know,
yeah.
they're living a life, don't realize that they're living in this
Simulation.
yeah, like in this simulation. And I mean, the movie does make you think, especially the first Matrix.
For real, that's seriously though. And then I just read something in an article here, according to Tech Radar, they're saying that Lawrence Fishburne, incidentally, will not be appearing in the fourth, or Matrix Four, I should say, because it's not the fourth one. Yeah, so he won't be in this film. So there's no telling like who. Obviously, he's Morpheus, but like what version of Morpheus he is, guess we'll just have to find out.
And sometimes I don't really believe those, because this is a different movie, but everybody say Tobey Maguire is not going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, and everybody knows Tobey Maguire and
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield are going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. So we could be seeing something very similar. A lot of movies now, because everything gets leaked. So I think sometimes they like to try and play it, and that
Yeah, throw
could
you
be.
off.
Yeah, and resurrection. We gotta think. What if this is a resurrection of not only Neo and Trinity, but also Morpheus and maybe Agent Smith? Like we're not even thinking about that.
Yeah,
Good point. Yeah.
yeah, because right now we have Agent Johnson going to be in this one.
Yeah,
I don't know who he is. I think he's a new agent.
he was the
Uh,
newer. Okay, in Matrix Reloaded, when Neo fought, he was like, "Oh, upgrades," and he was the upgraded of the agents after Agent Smith. So I think there's a lot of things that could be going on. The trailer is not gonna it's not gonna put half of the stuff that's gonna be in there. So I think that could be some things that could definitely pop up.
do you
Looking
think they're
forward
going to
to it.
drop a second trailer?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but that first trailer was like 3 minutes, 13
Almost.
seconds
Yeah, it
long.
was. Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
Yeah, but it
long.
didn't
Yeah, it
really
was.
show much.
Shoot, it showed me enough. I don't like to see too
Yeah,
much of trailer. I want to be shocked when I sit down and see the
yeah. It,
movie.
it did. It showed like just a little bit of dialogue, but then it just started showing like a bunch of action sequences. Um, that's enough to get you interested, get you hyped up for the movie. I just hope that the movie is done right, that the story is good and on point, like the other Matrix movies and stories were. And if we get that, I'll be satisfied.
Yeah, me too. And I actually want to see, I want to peep into, and I think they did show a glimpse of this in the trailer of the like real world, what's really going on behind
Yeah,
the Matrix. I want to see more of that because, like I said, going back to the very first one, you only saw a little bit here and there. It was like kind of spread throughout the movie, but I want to know because that's really messed up. Like, it really gets you thinking what's outside. Like, we're stuck on Earth. Only a few people get a chance to see what space really looks like. So like I want to know,
Yeah.
man, this is just deeper than this movie for me. What if it's all a lie?
right.
What if
Seriously.
I mean that's what some people think like death is like death, like like once you die it's like you like go and live into the real world. So
It's crazy.
there's a lot of conspiracy theories, and the Matrix series has definitely prompted a lot of that, but I think in a good way, because I like the we live in a simulation theory. I think that's always really good. But I think this movie is going to be awesome. I'm a little worried because whenever you bring back a franchise, you just got to be very careful. But I don't know. I just hope that they can make a good movie.
This one has promise, and I'm only basing that on the cast that they're using. I have
Yeah.
faith
Yeah.
in them. I
I
really
think
do.
this movie may answer a few questions about the previous movie. I didn't ever even really start paying attention to Keanu Reeves until he made The Matrix.
Same. Yeah. Me
And
either.
then I was like, okay, this guy's cool. I was used to that. What was it, Bill and Ted?
Oh yeah,
Oh
Adventure.
I
yeah,
was
I
about
forgot
to.
about that.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was me and my sister's favorite movie. And I like Speed. I like Speed too.
oh wait,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I
Speed
did
was
like
good.
Speed. I forgot about that one.
Me
Yeah,
too.
Speed, yeah, I like that one. In
y'all
fact,
don't, y'all don't, y'all don't do my boy Keanu like that.
He's an outstanding actor. Don't get me
he
wrong.
is.
He's by far, yeah, exceptional. He's
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
exceptional.
Keanu Reeves in movies. He's really
yeah.
good.
I don't
Uh,
know if many people know, but he took a couple of years off because his wife got sick.
And his wife unfortunately did pass away. They
yeah.
were together from 1998 to and then they broke up in the year of 2000, and it looks like she passed away a year after. So um I just think that affected him a lot. That may have been why he took off from Hollywood
Mm.
for a while. Rightfully so.
Well, I'm glad that he's back making good movies.
I don't know about y'all switching out Morpheus. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but we'll see.